Alright guys, YouTube, I'm actually doing a review on my Classen Aerator, core aerator. I recommend if you're into the aerating business to actually get a core aerator, don't get a drum aerators. I did some research on aerating, and the reason you want a core aerator is that it'll allow the cores to pop out and help break down the thatch. And also when you do the core, it's going to actually make little holes in the yard where you can plant seed, and also fertilizer will go inside the soil quicker. And the little holes also provide oxygen, and it'll help dissipate the water once it rains, or if you have any thatch or hardened soil, it'll help break it down. So I definitely recommend a core aerator. Can't talk right now. So as you see, it's a Home Depot tool rental aerator. I bought this from Home Depot used. I believe I bought it for $800. These guys run almost $15 to $2,000 easily. So I bought this used. I got a couple jobs. As you can tell, it's muddy. It's very hard to clean actually, since the cores are in the back right here. I'll show you. It's really hard to clean, but you should clean it every time you use it or when you're done using it. But I haven't had time to clean it. I just took this off the truck and left it in the garage, so it's my bad. It's gonna start rusting if you don't take care of it. So you can see there's like thatch, grass, dirt, of course, poop, who knows. But you definitely want to get it cleaned up so it'll be ready for your next job. You can't really see right now, but the tail ends right there are filled with crap, but they're hollow, so it's going to allow you to actually have the cores pop right out. It's a pretty nice aerator. It runs a little slow. I would say if you have a walk behind, it's almost like a 1 or 2 setting. So you're just trucking along, doing your thing, and then every time you want to turn, you actually have to pull down this lever. I won't do it here because right now the lever's propping the wheel up, so you can wheel this thing around. So those wheels are in the down position right now, so it's going to allow your aerator to run around. You can see the talons. They're not touching the ground, so you're not going to worry about scraping it when you're moving it around or anything. But once you drop this handle right here, you just pull this and it'll jerk back. This is going to pull the wheels up, so the wheels are going to pop up, and then this whole machine is going to drop down, and then those talons are just going to go right into the ground. So if I do this right now, these talons will hit the ground, and we'll probably scrape them up and bend some of the teeth. Some of the teeth are bent. I recommend just getting needle nose pliers and just try to pry them back into shape. I heard there's replacement talons, but I haven't had to replace any yet. The talons are pretty good on this unit. That's why I got this unit. There was about 5 units, and this is the better of all of them. I was talking to the Home Depot guy. He said there's these bushings or bearings right there on the wheels that can break off usually, or you want to definitely keep an eye on that. And same thing with that axle right there. That's the axle that actually runs the talons. There's a bearing in there, so if you were to buy them, double check that bearing and those wheel bearings. He said those are the 2 areas where you want to keep an eye out, because these machines get worked pretty hard, and sometimes homeowners or whoever's renting them don't really take care of them. So this is the better of the 5 I bought. I know it looks a little shoddy, but it does the job. Maybe one day I'll get a nice, I think it's Orion aerator, but right now this Classen's perfectly fine. Also, it has a Honda motor, and then if you look over here, there is a drum. That's where the drum spins. So this drum right here actually spins the unit. It's flat and smooth. because I guess they don't want to damage the grass, because the talons do get sometimes caught up, and these wheels will allow it to spin and not rip up the grass like a lawnmower wheel would do. There's 2 holes right here. Those holes are for these weights. I remember moving this machine the first time, and I forgot about these weights. These weights are about 50 pounds each, maybe even 30, who knows. But they're solid. They're pretty heavy stuff. But you take these weights, you slide them in here, and then there's this little bracket, and you close it. So then the weights won't fly off. But I keep those open until I put those back in there. But when you're cleaning the machine or moving the machine, it's recommended to take those out because it's going to help with the weight. The reason they have weights is that it'll allow the talons to go into the ground deeper, and it won't just skip over the grass. So these 2 weights are pretty heavy, so I recommend taking those out when you're washing and moving this unit around. It's pretty heavy. So it's your basic. And then there's a actually pulley system in here. Yeah, there's 2 rental Home Depot stickers all over this thing, so I probably have to scrape those off. So then homeowners won't get the idea of them just running over to Home Depot and renting themselves. But trust me, this unit is not that fun to use, but it does pay pretty well. Like I said, if you had a walk behind, I use a walk behind turf tracer Xmark, and this is about a 1 or 2 setting, so that's how slow you're going. And every time you do one row and then you want to go back to the other side, you have to pull those wheels down and then rotate it and then go. If not, then you're just gonna pretty much have those talons rip up the grass, and it doesn't look good. I charge about, depends on how big the yard is, but usually a 1/4 acre, or when you have a basic yard, it runs from $150 to $200. Depends on how much I have to aerate and if there's obstacles. So $150 to $200. It's not that much, but it's better than cutting grass. It take me probably an hour to do 1 yard. So I would say 150, 200 is about the range right there. And then I usually just throw on seed or fertilizer right afterwards. It's their choice. It'll take me 2 seconds to spread the seed and fertilizer, but I make it sound like it's a package deal. Yeah, there's a barcode number there too. I probably have to scrape that off. If not, then someone's gonna drive by thinking I stole this from Home Depot, but I actually bought this, so no worries. But yeah, this is a great machine. It starts up pretty good on this little Honda motor. Runs, it's a 4-cycle, so you don't have to worry about 2-cycle oil or anything. It's a pretty nice unit. They do take care of these units as good as they can at Home Depot. They do bring them in, wash them down, check the motor, make sure everything's okay. And then after a couple of years, usually a 1.5 or 2 years, they put these things on the market because they get brand new ones in. I think they're changing their brands too. They're not using Classens anymore. They're going to use Ryans. Those are a little bit nicer units, I think, too. But and then a great feature about this thing is that it folds down. This thing folds down, and when it folds down, it doesn't roll as easy. It's like a little brake. But it folds down so the unit's not as bad to store. And then you take those weights off. Definitely take those weights off. But yeah, so this is my Classen, the smaller unit. I think they have 2 sizes, but this is a smaller one. And there's the talons, that's the chain. Sometimes you want to lube those chain. I probably will do it after I wash this thing down. And then I'll lube that up real quick. Probably a dry lube, so it won't attract more dirt or anything. But yeah, everything looks good here. I'm gonna put this bad boy back over there, and thanks, and leave a comment if you want.